Welcome back to another episode of the Millennial Gems podcast. I am your host, KILLA, and today we're going to talk about standards and whether they are non negotiable or if you're willing to compromise with them. But before we get into the episode, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Hit that red button, subscribe to the channel. Try to get to that 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. Also, turn on that post notifications and also follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or whatever streaming platform you listen to. Make sure you give us a 5 stars and leave a review. All right. 5 stars or nothing. All right. That's all I want. Also follow us on IG at Millennial Gems Podcast. But without further ado, let's get into episode. So, standards. We all have standards. Men have standards for women, women have standards for men. Some are very high standards, some are very low standards, some are very mid tier. I think the standards that I have for women are very mid tier. It's not too much of an ask, but it's also, I don't have a real like low bar, like low expectations. Like, I have expectations for the type of woman that I want. So I'm gonna run through mine. Y'all let me know if y'all think these should be non-negotiable or if I should be a little bit more compromising with either one of them. Just let me know in the comments. But my first one is, and this is like literally like my number one. You got to be into fitness. If I, as a man, for me to want to be with you, you have to train. You have to be a woman who trains in the gym, and I mean like seriously train. Like you don't go to the gym just to flex and show pics of your ass and just flex while you're in the gym. Like really go to the gym, put the work in, and bounce. Like you're not going in there just to try to look good. um, a woman who's actually serious about training. Like you in there like 3 times, 4 times a week, really getting busy, hitting the weights. Um, so that's like number one standard for me. You have to be a woman who trains. I mean, why not prioritize your health? There's nothing more in this world that you're gonna convince me of that's more important than your health. It's just not gonna happen. So if you're not a woman who is already training, then I don't know. You're just not. We're not gonna work out if you're not a woman who trains. That's just period. So that's number one. Now this number two, this is for this one actually might be a bit um compromisable, maybe. I don't know. I'm still kind of going back and forth about it, but a woman who is willing to get her license to carry. Now I would highly prefer if I could be with a woman who is okay with carrying guns. I know not everybody is really, you know, fond about firearms and stuff like that. A lot of people are anti-gun, and then you have your pro gun like myself. Um, and then you got the people in the middle. So, but I'm hoping that my lady is just not completely like, or whoever that I'm trying to be with is just not completely like anti-gun. At least they sit like in the middle, and they just don't know what side to pick. They're kind of just still like on the fence about it. Um, because I honestly feel like it's important. Like women are targeted a lot. Criminals don't give a damn. Like this is the same thing as if you're like a woman with like children, especially if you're going to be my lady and we have children. You're going to have to carry the heat in the stroller or on your purse somewhere, because criminals will look at you as they, and think that you're vulnerable. And I want my lady to prove otherwise. So definitely a woman who is comfortable carrying a gun um would definitely be perfect. I mean, not to say that pepper spray and like that stuff at mace is. I think it's okay. I just think a firearm is a little bit more like, all right, really don't mess with me, like, because I will cap you if you really get too close. So a woman who's okay with shooting firearms, will I negotiate that? I don't know. Am I willing to compromise with a woman who's just completely not going to, who doesn't want to? Probably not. Like, at least consider it. Like, I'm gonna do my absolute best to consider it, to convince you to get one. And if it's just still something that's not gonna happen, it might take you some time. Cool. We'll work on that. I don't know. Y'all let me know if that should be a non-negotiable or if I should compromise about that. I mean, who doesn't want a lady who's gonna shoot back, right, fellas? Like, don't you want a lady who gonna bust back if there's a home invasion or so? Like, the lady go and grab the heat. She's willing to shoot. I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking like a lot of like Mr. and Mrs. Smith type shit. I'm just into that. Um. Oh, just to go back to the fitness real quick. I also want to get into couples fitness, so I want to be able to take those videos of like doing like couple fitness stuff. So that's another reason why I want a lady who's serious about going to the gym. So, but going past that, number three, um, can she cook? Now, this one might be a little controversial. Swear to God, I'm not trying to be sexist or anything, but well, just to let you know up front, I can cook. I can hold my own. You can ask any of my boys I went to college with. They saw me hold my own in college. My mother taught me how to cook, so I can very much hold my own when it comes to cooking. I'm not a great chef, but I can definitely hold it down for sure. But I would definitely prefer if I had a woman who was just a better cook than me, who can really maneuver her way around the kitchen and really knows the kitchen a lot better than I do. Just simply because I find cooking to be an extreme sport. I would rather do any other activity in the house, any other chore than to cook. I'll clean up. I'll be on cleanup crew. But asking me to get my hands in the food to really help prepare the food, nah, I'll pass. Now, some of you are probably asking, thinking like, well, you're into fitness and you have to meal prep, don't you? Yeah, you're right. However, that's because I have to do it. Now, if I have a woman who can cook, I would prefer if she do it. And again, it might sound sexist. Y'all let me know in the comments, but I don't think it is. I think I just prefer a lady who's just a better cook than me to manage that task. You know, I will gladly cook for my lady. Maybe just as like as a I love you for just it doesn't have to. It won't just be for like a random like holiday, like an anniversary or anything like that. Like I would randomly cook one day, but it's only because it's got to be up to me to really want to do it. It really takes a lot for me to get out of bed and like prepare a meal. Like even if I know 24 hours and ahead of time what I'm gonna make, it still be lingering in my head. Like I don't be wanting to cook. Like I said, I find it to be an extreme sport, but again, totally, no, neither here nor there. But I would, yes, prefer a woman who can cook for sure. So that's also another standard, or maybe I don't know if that's more of a I don't know if that's a standard or a quality. Y'all let me know. Um, but yes, you got to be able to cook, and that is also a non-negotiable. Like non-negotiable. You have to be able to cook. All right. So this last one here is just simply a woman who's happy with herself, currently happy with herself. So pretty much a woman who has clarity of who she wants to become. Um, she doesn't talk negatively about herself. She understands, like, if she doesn't ever get married to her forever person, that she's content with, you know, living out the rest of her life, you know, as a single woman, if that's what's to come. It's pretty much that's. I just want a woman who's also just happy with herself. Like that would be another standard of mine. Are you happy with yourself? Like if you understand that yeah, and that nobody's perfect, that you have flaws and that you're continuing to work on them. You're trying to get yourself better as a person. Just a woman who's really like working on herself and just really trying to master her inner happiness. Like that's like a huge standard for me. Um, that's like that's also like a non-negotiable. Like if you're happy with yourself, then I know you can pour into me, because when you pour into yourself, then I know you can pour into others. I know you're cool with yourself. No matter what happens, you'll be okay. So you're not putting yourself out there trying to be a people pleaser. Like you're okay with where you're at. And I know you'll be comfortable pouring into somebody else. So that's also another standard of mine. Everything else is kind of just like qualities um, that I would like, but I'm not gonna get into qualities. All I'm gonna say is just it doesn't matter whether she's black, Latina, white, Asian, Indian. Really don't matter to me. I really don't discriminate with any type of woman. It's just as long as you meet those non-negotiable standards, we good. I don't care. I don't have a preference on like what type of woman I want to be with. Like, of course, I got love for my black queens. Like, I came from a black queen, so I'm not gonna ever disrespect the black queens. But you know, if there's a Latina out there, if there's a Caucasian woman out there, if there's a Asian woman out there who meets my non-negotiables, all right, then we good. So again, that's that there. Um, so y'all let me know. Are my standards too high? Are they too low? Do they need to be adjusted? I think mine's are very mid tier, but y'all let me know in the comments like what are your standards? Like how high are your standards? How low are yours? Are they mid tier? Like I know there be women out there who want men who just like they gotta have like the 6, 7 figures and stuff like that. They want the real wealthy men. And I don't knock a woman who wants that. I can't. Again, that's just if that's the bar you set, then that's what you want. You don't settle for less. Don't settle. I'm most definitely not settling for less. Like out of those four standards that I named there, they have to be 4 for 4. Again, the firearm one might be negotiable, so maybe 3 for 4, but I'm looking for a woman who can provide 4 for 4, 100% across the board. Um, but men, what are your standards? What exactly are you looking for, ladies? Let me know what you're looking for. Again, everybody, just let me know down in the comments. Um, yeah, yo, yeah, I just want to come on here to talk about standards. So, you know, let me know what y'all think. Um, yeah, y'all stay blessed, stay gemmed up. Again, make sure you're following us on the Instagram page at Millennial Gems Podcast. Make sure you're also subscribed to the channel, and look out for when the merch may drop. Satin hoodies, they'll be coming soon. See the snapbacks, fitted caps, so they'll all be coming soon. So stay blessed, stay gemmed up. I'll see you on another episode.